G'day Junior Tikkie, this is Mrs. DeMailon speaking, and today we're going to look at the last of the activities for salaries and wages. Exam question, type question. So, if we continue, exam type question, it says concept, salaries and wages and ethics. Indicate, there's 6.1, 2, 3 and 4, and it says indicate whether the following statements are true or false, and if false, provide your answer, and we'll look at that. And then salaries and wages. You are provided with the information extracted or taken from the Wages and Salaries Journal of JT Traders for August 2022. And they've employed and paid monthly, or the employees are paid monthly and weekly. Calculate the missing figures in the Salaries and Wages Journal and then answer the following questions. So let's look at each section separately. So, true or false? Number A. The acronym SDL stands for Skills Development Levy. Now that is true. SDL is paid by the employers whose payroll exceeds 300,000 Rand. Now that is false. And this is a little bit of sort of general knowledge. So make a note of this. It will pop up in exams in future. So the payroll must exceed 500,000 Rand, or they must have more than 50 staff, and then they will have to pay SDL. UIF is normally 1% of net salaries. That's false. It must be gross salaries. So UIF is calculated on the gross salary. Number D, net salaries is also known as creditors for salaries. And that is correct because the net salary is paid to the employees and they become then creditors. And lastly, pay as you earn must be paid to the treasury. That's false. The treasury does not receive any taxes. It must be paid to SARS, the South African Revenue Services. Then 6.2 asks us to complete the missing figures in the wages and the salaries journal. So if we look at this, we get the 6.2.1 to 6.2.6, and they say the employer contributes a rand-to-rand basis for UIF, and employer contributes 1% of the gross salary to SDL. So now if we look at the wages journal, the missing figures is your total deductions. So quite straightforward in this one is that you're going to add the 804, 160, 204 and the 28 Rand 74 together to get total deductions of 1,234 Rand and 74 cents. Then to get your net wages, you're going to say your gross wage minus your total deductions, and you get 1,641 Rand 26. UIF deduction and contribution is Rand to Rand, so it's the same, 28 Rand 74. Then your salaries journal, pay as you earn is missing. So, but they give us the total deductions. So total deductions minus the deductions they give us will give us the pay as you earn figure, and that's the 8,220. So 13,261 minus 2,111 minus 1,450 minus 1,480 gives us 8,220. Then our net salary is our gross salary minus our total deductions. So that gives us 7,849 Rand. And then lastly, skills development, they tell us is 1% of the gross salary, and that's 21,110 times 1% gives us 2,111 Rand. Then we continue to question 6.3, and it asks us to answer the following questions. They say provide the double entry for pension contributions in the salaries journal. So the contribution is the total cost to company, that's the expense. So we're going to always debit pension fund contribution. And where's the credit? In the fund account, so owing the money to the fund. So pension fund current liability will increase with the amount of salaries journal 2,960 Rand. Then, sorry for the typo there, it should be 2.6.2 or 2.3.2, excuse me. the net salary calculated in 2.5, sorry for that, let's start. The net salary calculated in 6.2.5 of the Salaries Journal would be posted to the salaries account in the general ledger, and which other account? So the salaries account is the total cost to company, and then who is owed? The employee, so the creditor, so therefore creditors for salaries, which is the current liability. And then last 6.4, they say the owner, Mr. Tindebele, decided that he would not pay the money over for pay as you earn this month, as he needed the cash, and he will double the payment next month. Why are you against this decision he took, and provide consequences for his action on one point? So it's unethical or fraud. The money belongs to SARS. He cannot keep it. It's not his to keep. It's not his money. It's SARS's money. And the consequences is that you will probably pay penalties or a levy for late payment that will be imposed by SARS. Or if you do this on a regular basis, SARS can even look at legal steps against you in terms of a criminal offense. So really not a good idea to do that. All right, everybody, this is the end of salaries and wages, and next time we see each other, we will be discussing a new chapter. Thank you and goodbye from Mrs. De Mailon.